Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, and I'm with you all Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. on your drive home. Some of you are already at home with your feet kicked up. It's been a long day. Maybe you are just, still relaxing from the weekend. I hope you actually had a really good weekend. I hope that it was great for you, relaxing. Andy, I can't thank you enough because Andy, I say this almost all the time. Andy, don't miss. It's too late to apologize. Diddy, it is too late to apologize. Diddy, this is what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying. I mean, we knew that over the weekend, obviously, we saw the video that happened Friday. We knew that over the weekend, so many things were going to be said. Other things were going to come out. Obviously, we'll talk about Diddy and the apology today. That's part 2, because we did talk about this on Friday. But everybody has something to say. And I believe the general consensus is that it is too late to apologize. But, why? Why is it too late? What were some of the things that he said or didn't say that has people sort of up in arms? Of course, we'll talk about that today. We'll also play that footage for you. The audio, not the footage, but we'll play the audio for you today if you haven't heard it. But, that's just one of the things that went viral again. I want to know what you guys think about this, though. Someone said, when CNN posted that video on the on their website, they posted it. They exclusively put this video out. People obviously reposted it. I am one included. I posted it. And sometimes I believe that being part of the media is an open door for me to have access to post certain things. But there was several people, I had read several messages that said, listen, why are you guys reposting this video of him, assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie? And I understood that. My goal was to inform people that hadn't seen about it. That's what we do on this show as well. But also my hope was that Cassie was just off of the internet. My thought, I believe, is that she had been given a heads up. I would hope that if they had access to her, contact with her, that they gave her the heads up. Listen, we are putting this video out just to make you aware of it and take your time, stay off of the internet. That's the hope, at least. I'm not sure. I don't know how it works. I don't know if they had been in contact with her before putting out that video. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you feel like when you see certain things like that, everybody should stop reposting it because it's a trigger for some people? Do you feel like it warrants, obviously, a little warning, like a little trigger warning sign? Andy, what do you think?
I definitely did have that thought, like,
so many people are reposting this video, but yet, they're putting the trigger warning out there. And just considering how, there's a lot of women who's experienced that, I definitely did have that question, and I understand, your role as a media person, right, to inform and stuff like that. So I can see how that could be very conflicting, but I will say that I definitely did question, like, man, everybody is reposting this. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that were triggered by it, but sometimes we have to see things in order to believe certain things. So I think that was another reason why it was necessary that it was put out there.
Yeah, no, I hear that, and I agree with you. Interesting, though, I remember years ago, this happened, I'm sure more than 5 years ago, there was a situation over in, I want to say the Bronx in New York, where a young teenage boy was brutally attacked by a gang, and he was right outside of a bodega. They brutally attacked him with machetes, knives, things like that. They went into a bodega. Actually, it was a mistaken identity case, and I could not believe what I was watching, and I couldn't believe that so many people were reposting this video. But at the same time, as much as it triggered me and it disturbed my spirit, I knew that the moment the video would come up, I would just continue to scroll. So I also had control over my own agency, what I consumed, what I took in. And so I'll say that as well. But again, people reposted that video of him assaulting her. I haven't seen so much of this apology video being reposted, though. And I'm curious as to why. But, we're going to talk about that. We have a wonderful contributor with us who will join us in just a little while, though. I want to give a personal shout out to writer, creator, showrunner, executive producer Allison Faust, who is she's all of those things for a show called Act Your Age. And it's coming to Netflix on the 22nd of May. So just in a couple of days, it's coming to Netflix. And I had the time of my life. This is a show that's starring Tisha Campbell, Yvette Nicole Brown, Kim Whitley, 3 iconic Black women who have been in this industry for a very, very long time. And they come together as friends, and they decide that in the middle of their life, they're going to live their very best life. And it's inspiring. It's very funny if you can imagine all 3 of them together. But we had a time yesterday. Madam Mayor Karen Bass, she came out. She actually hosted a screening for this particular show. We watched an episode, but it was at the Fine Art Theater in Beverly Hills, and we had ourselves such a great time. Ms. Marla Gibbs came out. I mean, just to support, literally just to support. It was fantastic. But Karen Bass, she's like, I watched every single episode of this particular show. She loves it. And it's coming to Netflix. So I want to tell you guys this. I'm not even waiting for the what not to miss. I'm not even waiting for that. I got something else for that. But I wanted to tell you all that definitely is something you should consider to watch on Netflix. It's called Act Your Age. It's really, really good, by the way. Kevin Hart is being brought up. He's being slammed by none other than Monique. Monique is good. I've determined you don't want beef with Monique. That's what I've determined, because Monique is going to take it to social media. She's going to take it to the stage. She might even take it to an interview, a national interview. You never know. But she basically is calling out Kevin Hart. But she says, I'm not the only one. It's Chelsea Handler, too. She's calling out Kevin Hart for leaving them hanging. She's basically saying he'll in your face say, I got you. You know, I want to get you involved with this. Or I want to get behind certain things, and you'll never hear from him again. Now, he's denying that, of course. Chelsea Handler spoke up on her own account when they did the roast on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but she's calling Kevin Hart out too. And I'm like, no, Kevin. I like Kevin. I like Kevin a lot. So I hope that isn't true. But anyway, we'll see what happens. That's all things that I'm sure will unfold. Leave it up to Monique. It's coming out. All right. She's already talked about it on Club Shay Shay, as a matter of fact. We'll see if he addresses it, but we'll wait to see what happens there. It was Baby Future's birthday. Here's what's funny. We recently talked about that on the Raw Report with our former contributor who was here. I believe it was Ty Lee, who says that Future and the rapper and Russell Wilson have 2 different relationships with Baby Future. Well, she says Future will write like a little happy birthday message, like a 1-sentence message, and Russell Wilson goes into an entire poetic paragraph, and it's beautiful and everything. And since that show, it was Baby Future's birthday, and that's exactly what happened. So I don't know. Shout out to Baby Future and to Russell Wilson, who really seems to have taken on that relationship and is showing him the time of his life. That's all actually, there's the other part of the updates. Trust me, the other part of the updates all have to do with Diddy. They all have to do with Diddy, so they're probably going to be brought up. But Andy, let's talk about the Raw Report.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Diddy Part 2, you already knew. Diddy Part 2, the apology. He's come out with his own statement. People have a lot of things to say about it. And in addition to that, other people are coming out about their accounts of what they've witnessed with him and why they never said anything before. So that's interesting. That'll be a part of this conversation. But we're also talking about Alphonso Ribeiro. You guys remember him. He played Carlton Banks, the famous Carlton Banks that you will remember forever, because that was one of the best characters on the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Well, we will talk about why he says basically that role was a sacrifice for him. It's interesting. A lot of people will find themselves in a situation such as Alphonso, and it's probably going to be my question of the day. What would you guys prefer? I'll talk about that and all the other things on the other side. You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union Symposium you used to do? You know, the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one.
Let's bring them back.
Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Girl, I have a secret. When I get stressed out, I get sweaty. That's why I use Secret Clinical Antiperspirant. It's like my own secret weapon. For 72 hours, I get Secret's strongest protection against sweat caused by stress, heat, and activity, because you know how crazy life can get. Plus, it's made with advanced odor fighters that don't just cover up smelliness. They help prevent it from happening in the first place. Believe me, if I weren't wearing Secret, I'd be a hot, smelly mess. Thankfully, Secret works.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, for those of you who've not heard the apology, why don't we just go ahead and play it for you so you can see for yourself exactly what Diddy had to say. Check it out.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for His mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Very interesting. I was making notes to myself as I was listening to the apology that some people are saying it was an apology, in quotes. I'm asking you over here in over in our YouTube chat, the poll, it's asking, did you accept Diddy's apology? Now, here's the thing. He said he's not asking for forgiveness. He's not asking for forgiveness, yet he's apologizing. He only apologized. He just says, I apologize. He did not say to whom he did. He said that he did ask, God. He had his conversation with God and asked him for grace and for mercy. But that it was interesting that a lot of people pointed out he never once apologized to Cassie. Now, I will say this, and I don't know how true this is or not, but allegedly he is under a tight, very strict NDA and was unable to name her in his apology. He says that, according to reports, he wasn't able to say her name. Isn't it possible to not say someone's name and still direct your energy towards that person, still direct your apology towards that person? Those are my thoughts. Right now, it seems like most of you are thinking like the most of us on social media, who say that you don't believe Diddy's apology. And why don't you believe it? That's my question. Why don't you believe it? Is it because he just, people are saying, once again, I read the comments a lot. It's one of the things just to kind of get a feel for what the temperature is like among, the people who are listening, watching, and all of that. Just, typically, what do they feel like? And a lot of the people right now are saying he's only mad. He's only apologizing because he got caught, because the video came out. And if you think about the fact that he recently posted the whole statement, he says, lately, all these people are coming out at me trying to defame me, essentially for trying to take away my legacy, trying to damage my name and all those things. And he's saying that they're all lies and they were all up for a money grab. That was just the other day, it felt like. Andy, give me your thoughts.
I believe his apology.
You do? Okay.
But it'll fall on deaf ears, considering what he did. So that's why there's people out there who don't believe the apology. Mm. Is he sorry? Yeah. But is he sorry that he got caught? Yes.
Also, right.
You know what I'm saying? He is sorry. I'll give him that.
What indicates that he is actually sorry in your eyes?
Because he said it.
Okay.
He said it. You could see it in his face. You know what I'm saying? It might not, look, it may sound like I'm giving him like credence or whatnot. And I am giving him a little bit because he's human. but he also knows what he has done. And I've been saying this before. This is one reason why he's went on this love movement. He knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he's probably only apologizing because the video got put out there.
Hypothetically speaking, I mean, they say they're like the true sign of change behavior or of an apology, right, is really change behavior. Hypothetically, because according to, there's a gentleman, Mr. Bonds, who is his former security, who says he still witnessed him putting hands on women.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah, if he has continued to do those same things, which a lot of people have alleged since Cassie, how truly sorry are you?
I posted this on his page on that apology. And this is just, what I feel could be somewhat of a redeeming situation for him. And he has to go on a worldwide campaign dismissing domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? And why it's wrong. I don't know if you remember the Michael Vick situation with the dogs and all that or whatnot. He went to jail. I want to say almost 2 years or whatnot. And then, he was on the campaign traveling the world talking about how it's not good to be fighting dogs or whatnot.
After he went to jail and all that. So yeah, should he get some jail time? Absolutely, or whatnot. Pay your dues, but then after that, you really got it. Once again, I'm not talking about an American campaign, a worldwide campaign denouncing domestic violence, talking about your stories, why you did what you did, this, that, and the third. And even then, I don't even think that's enough. But I think that's somewhat of a step. I'm not sure. I hear you. And I hear your point. Here's the thing for me. I do feel as though he needs to suffer the repercussions first. That, because otherwise it'll sound like he's trying to get away from, any sort of penalties or anything like that. Obviously, they're saying we can't even press charges. We can't arrest him because the statute of limitations is over and we can't charge him now, which is very interesting. There are all these questions. Why did this video come out right now? Who had access to the video to actually put it out? Was it because of the raid? Where did this come from and why after all these years? I mean, there's a ton of questions here, but there is no way, and you were right, Andy, this apology is falling on deaf ears because we haven't even seen, and nobody can attest to your changed behavior. Only people who have been around you are saying, allegedly, you have continued to act in this manner. Not just with Cassie, but all the people who have filed lawsuits against him stating that he has allegedly sexually assaulted them. He has been a part of some sort of ring or some sort of sex trafficking. So all the behaviors don't match up to somebody who says that they're sorry. So, yeah, did he say it because he had to? I feel like that was just a publicity move. His PR is like, yo, you got to get out in front of the people. But I just don't think that it did anything for him.
I think he had to do something, though. You know what I mean? Once again, even knowing that it's going to fall on deaf ears, say something.
You know what he should have done?
Speak on it.
He should have just gone to he should have set up a PR stunt and hired paparazzi showing him going into like some therapy place. Really just go ahead and...
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, just go ahead and go into some sort of therapy. All the rehab he said he's done, it should have been pictures of that came out. You don't even need to say anything. We just need to see that you are taking accountability and you know where you need to go.
Or, he could have went on council culture with Nick Cannon.
Yeah, well, time's up. He can't. It's too late to apologize, just like your song said. Right now, literally 100% of you agree and say that you do not believe Diddy's apology. I hear you on that. Salam Thompson says a clip of Diddy on Ellen spoke on Breezy and Rihanna, so that won't cut the mustard either. Damian Rose says, I feel like somebody on his team urged him to post that empty apology for the sake of trying to do some damage control. Just think about what he's done that we haven't seen on video yet, which again is what everybody is saying. There's plenty, trust me, there's plenty of people who've spoken up that we'll get to as well.
On a human level, if he didn't apologize, I mean, would we be like, damn, Diddy, at least say something? Like, would we be craving for that?
Well, I've said this before on this show. We can never be happy. No, we are never going to satisfy everybody. If he would have not said anything, you would have had tons of people saying he couldn't even apologize. He can't even face the music. But even in the fact that he did, you're still going to have people who are not satisfied. What can he do that will meet everybody's expectation? Nothing.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And you're damned if you don't. I mean, that's just literally that is just the this is the problem with the court of public opinion, though. When you are a person and you are deemed a highly sought after celebrity at one point, everybody knows who you are. Everybody has an opinion about you and what you should do.
I got one thing that might help him. Pay everybody's college debt. I'm just saying. I don't know. That might help a little bit.
I don't know. Ask Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart did it. Kevin Hart said, yeah, he did. Kevin Hart copped up some money when he knew that there was this lingering video that was getting ready to come out when I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag him into it. But I'm just saying, sometimes it works. Sometimes you get on people's good side. But this one, I think, was just a little bit too harsh because it triggered a lot of people. What, other people have done has been their own business. Yes, wrong morally, but their own business. Whereas this, a lot of people are tied to some sort of domestic violence, whether they've experienced it personally, witnessed it, but they have ties to it. So I think it's just way more triggering for just throwing money at it. And so that's my opinion. Club Shay Shay can save him. I don't think Stacey Porter says Club Shay Shay. Everybody goes on Club Shay Shay to get saved. I don't know. I don't know that it'll work for Diddy. I'm going to read some more of your comments. We also have some more things that we're going to address of the people who have spoken on the Diddy situation. We're also still talking about Alphonso Ribeiro, who says his role as Carlton Banks was a sacrifice for the rest of his career. We'll get to all of that on the other side. But right now, news, traffic, and sports. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on The Rob Report.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. While on stand today in Trump's hush money trial, his ex-lawyer, Michael Cohen, admitted he stole from Trump's organization. Cohen is the prosecutor's key witness who they say was behind the alleged payments to adult actress Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged sexual encounter with Trump in 2006. A black Wisconsin high school track star was able to run at today's regional track meeting after his parents' address was straightened out. The WIAA originally said Josh Owanelli couldn't run because his parents are living in Africa as part of a mission trip. But the WIAA said it confirmed Owanelli's father's visa status and cleared him to run. New Jersey women now have increased access to birth control. Governor Murphy has issued a statewide order that allows pharmacists to provide self-administered hormonal contraceptives to patients without a prescription. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network at BINnews.com.
Be advised, over in Porter Ranch, a 3-vehicle accident is blocking the carpool and left lane of the 118 East before Reseda Boulevard. Right now, stop traffic from Porter Ranch Drive, Winnetka Avenue interchange is over 15-20 minutes. CHP and a tow truck is on scene, assisting an accident on the right shoulder of Woodland Hills 101 South at Canoga Avenue. Right now, there's heavy traffic from Parkway Calabasas, over 35-40 minutes. And watch for heavy delays on the 405 South in Inglewood before Florence Avenue, Manchester Boulevard split, and a backup over 15 minutes currently from the 10 as an accident involving 2 vehicles is on the right shoulder.
Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The NBA appears to be approaching a new level of parity. The Denver Nuggets Game 7 loss to Minnesota Sunday night means the NBA will not have a repeat champion for the 5th straight year. Over the past 20 years, only 2 teams have won back-to-back titles, Golden State in 2018 and 2019, and the Lakers in 2009 and 2010. There also appears to be a changing of the guard and star power in the NBA postseason. Denver's loss sent Nikola Jokic home. Jokic was the last remaining MVP among active players still competing in the playoffs. Check out this list of active NBA players who have won an MVP but are at home watching the playoffs. LeBron, Russell Westbrook, James James Harden, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Derrick Rose. The Angels are back in action tonight at Houston. A win puts the Angels at 500 on the road. The Dodgers are at home against Arizona. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580. Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align bloating relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is DIR Silica. Spot title, Workers, 30-second English Radio. ISKI code, DSEW0430. April 30th, 2024.
Workers in California cut and polish man-made stone for countertops, showers, and more. Without proper protections, workers breathe in harmful dust from the artificial stone material, which puts them at risk of developing silicosis. California employers are required to protect their employees from harmful silica dust by providing proper equipment and training. Stop dusty and deadly practices. Learn more at worksafewithsilica.org. This is a message from Cal OSHA.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com.
Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on and what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. Check it out. See, the only thing you need to do right here is nod your freaking head. Yeah. Break your freaking neck, boy. Yeah. Here we go now. Where we going now? Where we going now? Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Just give it away. Yeah, here we go now. Tell me what you really wanna do. Come here, man. Talk to me, talk to me. You look like you can really give it to us. I know when you're talking, the way you try to walk for me, the way you really try to put it on. God, doing it like I never did before for me. The way you break your back and I break your neck, and the way you try to put it on.
You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I am your host, Robin Ayers, and I hope you guys are coming on in here to join us for the second half of this conversation. Wow, we are talking Diddy, part 2, Diddy and the apology. And wow, somebody actually says he's human. We all make mistakes. Somebody is saying, you think like Andy. Andy's saying, hey, we're all human here.
You know, there was actually a lot of support on his post.
Really?
From certain celebrities, and it was just more so like the human thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Look, like, you know, if you're not perfect, don't throw stones. You know what I'm saying? We all have our skeletons. So let's not judge. There's hopefully room for forgiveness, right? And just try to be as positive as you can be. But I mean, he definitely has a lot of work to do to redeem himself.
That's true. The fact is that we are the people who have we've made Diddy who he is. I mean, Diddy obviously is talented in all the things. He has brought so much to hip hop, so much to the culture, to fashion. I mean, all of the culture. So that entails, all the things that he's done. He has, but it's also the consumers and his fans that have given him, all the credence over the years. And so we have every right to sort of be the way that we are, and again, it's an interesting kind of a shaky topic when you are the judge and jury. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a very interesting thing. So I understand on one hand why he feels like he had to go and make this apology, but on the flip side of it, it's just not seeming like it's believable. In it, just in the light that so much he's recently talked about the fact that everybody else was lying and just up for a money grab. But because of this, obviously this video just came out Friday, but now it's Monday, and Peloton, the big the bike company, I don't know what you would call them. I guess they're tech as well, but Peloton is no longer playing Diddy's music in their classes. It's funny. I was listening to a song, a Lil' Kim song. It came on the radio, and she mentioned Puff, and instantly I was just like, ooh. I felt some kind of way instantly. So it makes me think I'm probably not going to feel comfortable listening to his name or listening to him on the radio, even though there are so many classics with him attached to it. I'm just not sure how I'll feel about that. So today was an indication for me. But that's Peloton. Mayor Eric Adams from New York, he says that he's considering revoking Diddy's key to the city, which is a huge honor, as you know. So he's considering that. What do you think, Andy?
I was going to say, do we cancel Biggie by way of association? Do we cancel Lil' Kim? Do we cancel Mace? Do we cancel 112?
I don't think so. No. I don't think it's a matter of canceling them. I think very specifically when Diddy's name is heard or when you hear his voice on certain songs, it might make you feel a certain way, but I don't necessarily say cancel them. I know that, unfortunately, they are just attached by default, but I don't think they should suffer because of him.
Well, his voice is everywhere
on
those artists. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm listening to 112 and I hear take that, like, am I going to, skip to the next song? Like,
exactly. Some people might feel that way. Some people actually might feel that way. Like I said, she just mentioned Puff's name on the song, and I felt some kind of way. So I don't know. I whatever floats your boat. That's what we've all decided, right? Whatever, different strokes for different folks.
It's crazy. I know you reposted something on your IG, a clip of an episode of the Raw Report talking about Daddy, right? Do you know? I thought about Puff Daddy.
Did you really?
I thought about Puff Daddy at that moment.
Wow.
Just because of the conversation about Daddy, and I thought about Puff Daddy. And I was just like, maybe I don't want to be called Daddy now.
Wow. Oh,
just saying.
Maybe before, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
It's too close to Diddy. It's too close to Puff Daddy,
Interesting. Very interesting. By the way, a lot of men have now come forward saying that they detest being called Daddy. A lot of men have said that.
I'm kind of surprised about that.
Me too.
I bet you they're probably over 50.
Maybe. Well, I know some who are pretty young. I mean, 30s, 40s who are like, no, that's reserved for my children.
They have kids. That's why. If you don't have kids,
Maybe. I don't know. It shocked me, though. Most men who are commenting on the post or who have said anything about it are saying that they didn't like it. Tiffany Red, if you remember, Tiffany Red is Cassie's friend. She says she's speaking out now, but people are asking her, if you knew all of this about Cassie, why hadn't you said anything before? She says, you try going up against a billionaire. You try going up against somebody who could hang someone off of a balcony whom she claims was her friend. She says our friend was hung off of a balcony just by being there. Yeah, just by being there for Cassie. She said she wasn't willing pretty much to put her life in danger, but she's speaking up now. Roger Bonds, who, again, I mentioned before, he's the former security of Diddy, and he's now doing interviews, but he also says he's putting out a book. It's called Harlem to Hollywood. And he says it's coming soon. I guess people want to know. And he also brought up Gina, who is the ex-girlfriend of Diddy, and claims she's actually done an interview as well. And she claimed that she was assaulted by Diddy as well. She, according to Roger Bonds, he says that he witnessed Diddy in all the assaults that he made on Kim Porter. People are coming out. Kelly Price, Aubrey O'Day, comedian Lunel, Peter Thomas, Bishop T.D. Jakes even talked about domestic violence in his Sunday service yesterday. He condemned it, of course. Scrappy, so many other people have come out against Diddy. And so I'm not sure, but, you know, we were talking about the fact that Dr. Dre, in 1991, it was alleged that he physically attacked a woman, Dee Barnes, and some other people have come out. Michelle has allegedly, or she says that he allegedly assaulted her as well. But my question is, does winning make your past sort of go away? Because Dr. Dre came out. He laid low, by the way. He laid very low. You didn't hear from him. You didn't see him, but you did know that he was putting out hit after hit after hit with all of these different artists. He came out with Eminem and just started to win. And it seemed as though many people sort of just started to look at that, and you start rooting for those people when you see them winning. He became known as that first hip hop billionaire with his Beats by Dre. And no pun intended. That's what some people said. All right. Anyway, but people said that. People said, you know, wow, like, you know, I'm rooting for him. So I don't know if winning actually makes people forget about your past. I'm not sure. And I don't know if that's what Diddy should do. I don't know if the best move is to just lay low and, you know, maybe win, and then sort of your past will be erased. Yeah.
You just got to fall back from grace. That's it.
Okay.
That's it for Diddy. Like I said, I know I had a suggestion early, but like I said, I don't even know if that's enough. The video footage is there. Mm-hmm. You kicked her. You stomped her. Mm-hmm. You dragged her. And I'm sure there's obviously more stuff out there that you done did. Mm-hmm. But there's nobody that's going to take that visual away. I remember, growing up in school, right? They talked about a particular war. I don't know what war it was or whatever. But, you know, once video footage got out, you know what I'm saying, of all the casualties and stuff like that, the war stopped. So that video footage, it's gonna ring in people's minds forever, especially those who have been victims. So once again, I know I had a solution, but I just don't know. I think the best thing for him to do is just really just fall back and just don't show your face.
Yeah, the other thing that the video had done, I noticed, is it seemingly liberated a lot of women who had gone through domestic violence, because I've seen a pattern of other women starting to come out and tell their story. And so some people just felt like, listen, Cassie, I'm sorry that you went through that. And truly, I hate that she had to go through that, and she's sort of reliving it because we're all talking about it now. We're all seeing what she went through, and that really saddens me. But I think that it did help a lot of women say, you know what, I'm going to come forward, because if I can help one other person, then it's worth me telling my story.
Here's another thing that's been brought up, and I feel like, you know, it's been said. You've seen it all over social media, right? Believe the woman first.
Absolutely.
I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with it only because, and I don't know what the statistics are behind this. I do agree that, you know, we should believe the woman at first, but just with a little bit of caution. I only say that only because there have been situations where, you know, men have got killed or went to jail because of a lie from a woman. So that's why I'm having just a little bit of an issue with that, like, because I'm with it. I'm with agreeing at the first time, but it's just kind of like, do I agree with caution? Because you just don't know. You just don't know. I mean, I know how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm struggling with that.
I hear you, and I'm not mad at your and how you're thinking about this. I will say this though, because I've talked about that as well. I know that there is caution when it comes to men, because I've said that too. There are so many men who have been lied on, who are in jail now because they've been lied on, and there happens to be no proof. There's no video footage. There's no audio of what actually happened, and these men have suffered or are currently suffering because of they've been lied on when women have said that they've been assaulted by them. However, I believe that that's more of an exception to the rule and not the rule itself. My rule is specifically to believe women first. That's my rule, because, I've talked about it a number of times. I'm very tied to domestic abuse, and I have a heart for women, and so I'm never not gonna believe the woman, and so somebody's got to come with some proof or something otherwise. Let's go ahead and get to this comment by Jeff Brown from Pasadena. Hey, Jeff, good to hear from you again.
Yeah, always, sister, always. I'm an avid listener. Gang of times I'm listening to y'all, and I'm just too busy to call in. Today is no exception. I'm super busy, but this is such a great subject. And having a daughter and a wife, and women in my life that I love dearly, and women I saw as a child coming up being abused, I do not advocate for anything other than men who do abuse women to be thrown down a flight of steps, picked up, and thrown down the same flight of steps again. With that said, with that said, when you say believe the woman, what do we do? What blank do we put before the woman when we find out that the woman is lying? That's my issue with ladies who take this position. Generally, and I've said before, the biggest enemy to good black women is other good black women that don't call out the bad ones. It's all this pushback, the pushback you're getting from the brother on the show with you, is not because he wants to give some dude the benefit of the doubt that doesn't deserve it. He wants to see some kind of justice done to the sisters that lie, and none of the good ones have anything to say about that.
Okay, Jeff, you are, listen, I have to keep you on the line, or I know you're busy, but so you can take off if you need to, but I want to answer that on the other side, because you just brought up something so heavy that we got to address. Now, we'll keep you on the line. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lil Rel Howery, and right now you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. That's right, The Robin Report.
You're inside The Robin Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Tips to help improve your credit score in 2024. Establishing credit is an important key to achieving financial health, but building a credit history from scratch can feel challenging since you need credit to build credit. First, what does it mean to build credit? All consumers have a score between 300 and 850. You want your score to be as high as possible as lenders look at your credit score to make loan and credit decisions. A good credit score shows you have a track record of borrowing money responsibly. Remember, it's never too late to build or rebuild your credit. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we are on the line with Jeff Brown from Pasadena. And you are on a roll. I'm so glad that you were able to call in because we're talking about Diddy and the assault. But Andy was bringing up a good point. We're also talking about believing women first, yes. But Andy says with caution because women have been known to lie. Now, Jeff Brown, the point that you brought up that I thought is spectacular is what should happen to women if they're caught in a lie, saying that they were assaulted. And my belief, and seemingly right now, most of you who are on our YouTube, you believe that women should be charged or jailed for lying about an assault. And it is that type of accountability that we need. See, my thought, I've always felt this way, that both men and women, if you've been betrayed by either or, you sort of become hyper vigilant. You know, you're always watching your back. You're always, you don't trust anybody. And that is until you build a community or a safety around you. And the only way to build a safe community, in my opinion, is when we police each other, when we call out our own, right? And that's why I'm never afraid to call out women. As much of a woman's woman that I am, I'll call out a woman. When you're wrong, I'll call you out. I'll call out a man as well. But you're right. I think that when good women should be the ones holding the ones who are lying in the sort of bad seeds. We should be holding them accountable. So that's my answer to you, Jeff. I do believe that women should be held accountable by being charged or jailed even for lying about being assaulted.
Okay, and those are great penalties outside of women. I'm talking about what other races of people do, what other societies do. Mm-hmm. You need to push it further in my opinion.
Explain that a little bit more.
Once you get found guilty, mm-hmm. as a race, we should turn our backs on you. We should turn our backs on you. The sisters should banish you. The sisters should openly banish you. I say the same thing about sisters who keep children from fathers mm-hmm. that other sisters know about. She should be banished. She should be brought before you. Her friends should step up. We need to step up harder than that. Mm-hmm. It's not enough to just put it in the hands of the law. This is us. When has the law ever done us any good? Mm-hmm. Not them. Us as a people. Mm-hmm. Sister Barbara was caught lying on Brother Jason. Mm-hmm. Well, this is what we finna do. For a year, you ain't getting your hair and nails done around here. We don't want to. When we see you at the club, you can't come in. It's only certain places you can get gas. Matter of fact, we got a city we putting together out on the other side of Lancaster for lying heifers like you. That's what we need to do, and I'm not talking about waiting. I'm not talking about legislation. I'm talking about us as a community. You should be kicked out of our village for lying on these brothers and destroying their credibility because you're mad. That's what I'm talking about.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I do see your point, Jeff. I think the problem with that, though, is that we live outside. We have had a conversation about this as well. We live outside of the 5 mile radius. Not everybody lives within that 5 mile radius as we used to, right? We used to live within a community, within blocks of one another, where there were only hairstylists and salons that you could go to. There were only gas stations that people would use in our community. But now people are free to move outside of that. They don't live necessarily within this 5 mile radius. So I think that's harder to do, to be banned by your own people, because you see what I mean? I hear your point, though.
I absolutely disagree with that.
Okay.
Because of this thing I'm talking to you on.
All right. Well, listen, Jeff. You got about 10 seconds. 10 seconds, and then we got to wrap it up.
All right. If I can buy a pair of sneakers in Singapore right now, then I can banish a sister in Philly from here. I'm done.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jeff, for your call. We appreciate you. I'm sure somebody agrees with that that perspective. It's an interesting one. I'm definitely down to have this conversation again. Jeff, by all means, you got to call in more. He's always calling in with some great thoughts. And I appreciate you all. Listen, right now, 90% of you agree. I don't know who says that women shouldn't be jailed or charged. Maybe that's Jeff. Maybe Jeff is the one saying, no, that's not it. That's not the answer. It's been a great conversation. I apologize. We never got to Alphonso Ribeiro. We'll have that conversation another time. We'll try to talk about that tomorrow if we can. It's just this Diddy conversation is very important. Not necessarily him, but assault as a whole. Listen, protect yourself, be well, take care of your people, your community, take care of women, believe women first. That's what I got to say. Listen, you don't want to change the station because Zoe Williams is up next, about to bring a fire show like he always does. My name is Robin Ayers, and remember, today and every single day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. Former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby is scheduled to be sentenced for perjury and mortgage fraud this week. Earlier this year, a jury found Mosby guilty of lying on one of 2 mortgage applications. The NAACP and the Congressional